Hello everybody, it's Georgia here. It's October 28th, sometime in the morning. I don't have a clock here. It's time for an interactive reading, and we're going to do one today with 7 cards. Take a look at them while I'm talking and find one or more that appeals to you, that calls out. You'll see one will just say, pick me. And that is your card, and it'll give you some advice that you need to know. This is from a deck called The Seasons of the Witch. It's a Samhain or All Hallows oracle. It's very beautiful. I can't tell you how beautiful this deck is. It's by Lorraine Anderson and Juliet Diaz. And I got mine, it's illustrated, by Giada Rose. And I got mine on Amazon. So they have one for every pagan holiday, I think, so far. And I have a couple of them. And this one is for Samhain. And I thought I would do a reading today because we're so close to Samhain, All Hallows Eve, Day of the Dead, and Halloween. This is a time of year where the veil between the worlds is very thin, which means that it's a good time to connect with your ancestors, past spirits, people that that have passed, or people that have passed a long time ago. But it's when the veil is very thin. And something you can do to celebrate is to create an ancestral altar and put pictures of your ancestors, and you can put candles and stones. Crystal skulls are the choice for ancestral work. And I do ancestral healing. If anybody feels that they want to look into that, you can just let me know. My website is www.ravenhawktarot.com, and you can reach me through there. And if you want a reading, I'm also doing New Year's readings, and those will start November 1st through January 15th. And this is a 12-month spread done with my Voyager deck. It's the only time of year I use it. And the predictions will be made for each month of the year, along with your numerology for 2026. 2026 is a universal 1 year, which means it's a year of new beginnings. So we add it to your own personal number and see which number you're in. But the universe, the world is in a 1 year, so it's new beginnings in some way. Okay, let's get started. The first card, if you picked the first card, you picked Owl. And it says, "Behold sight, O ancient ones, for there is magic in the darkest of places if one dares to open their eyes." Owl is very much the bird of this season, and the owl is symbolic of wisdom. And this card is urging you to look into your darkest recesses and to look into what's holding you back, what may be your issue, what you need to know. And it's urging you to take a look deep down inside and see what's going on down there. And for some of you, this may be difficult. It's not always easy to take a look down there and see what's going on. But I'm a big believer that you have to look at the dark in order to see the light too. You have to take a look at the darkness in your souls and other people's souls and acknowledge it. And with owl comes wisdom. So when you truly know yourself and you know your darkest places and you know everything you need to know about yourself, and you'll never will know everything, but that's when you truly have wisdom. So, and it's also, take a look for owls. I mean, if you see owls in weird places, it may be calling on you to see them as a guide, a spirit guide. So check it out. And there's a good book by Ted Andrews called Nature Spirits, and he talks a lot about different animal totems or spirits, spirit animals, and owl is one of them. So keep your eyes open. You never know. Card number 2 is All Hallows Eve. Call upon the voices that stir your senses through the night. Cast an unforgiven howl as you stomp your mites through the ground. Now, All Hallows Eve is coming up, and it's time to really, if you're trying to learn how to do divination or to increase your psychic abilities, this is the best time of the year because the veil is so thin, and you know, this is the time to really work on that stuff. And it's a matter of calling on your inner magic, your inner abilities. And I know a lot of people are working on their psychic abilities and their you know, mediumship or reading cards or whatever. And this is the time of year to really go into it, you know. And if you do readings, you know, you might want to, you know, read for your friends to learn or offer them professionally if you do, because this is that time of year. It's also a time of year where you can connect with your ancestors. And you may need to do that. There may be some need for ancestral healing. It's a good time to do ancestral meditations and to call on your ancestors to heal perhaps injuries, you know, psychological injuries that have come down through your ancestral line. And this is that time of year. And you may want to talk to your ancestors. I know I'm going to try. I have a person in my background, my ancestry tree, my ancestral tree that I would love to talk to, and I'm going to use this time to do that. So that's All Hallows Eve. The third card is the coming of winter. It comes in lullabies deep within your mirrored flesh. Alas, it's time to lay your quivering chest upon the winter's coming. Now, for pagans and Wiccans, and they honor the winter as a time of rest. You know, when you're not planting, our ancestors weren't planting seeds because nothing would grow because it was too cold. And it's a time to step back. It's a time to maybe not pursue. Sorry about that. That was my dryer. It's a time to pursue, not to pursue so much in terms of your gifts. It's a time to maybe just rest and step back. It reminds me of today when I was looking on one of the groups, Facebook groups I belong to. And there's a lot of new people who are just coming into their spiritual awakening. And they get overwhelmed with the energy, you know. And it can be overwhelming at first because you're not controlling the energy, it's controlling you. So when you first start opening to do mediumship or to do psychic work, the energy may just overwhelm you. And this is true also with crystals. People, you know, who have a lot of crystals sometimes get overwhelmed with the energy. And I think the best thing you can do is learn to ground yourself. And that can happen many ways. You can do a grounding meditation. You can walk on the earth. in your bare feet, which may be hard when if you live in a really cold place. Walk on the beach because, the sand is very grounding, and in the water, it's like having a salt lamp. So those are things that are grounding. My favorite grounding thing was when I was in San Diego was to go to a park where you could walk around. There were these huge boulders, and they would lie all day and absorb the energy of the sun. They would absorb solar energy. And I used to love to just lie on them. It was the most grounding, warming thing that I could think of to do. And it may be telling you that, it's time to take a break from what you're doing, and turn your attention towards ancestors and family and the holidays that are coming up. And learn to ground, learn to do protection. Protection work is important too. So if you're overwhelmed by energies, or, you've been working too hard or whatever, this is a time to just take a rest. And I find that it's those rest times that really move you forward. They really propel you forward. And it's like when you stop thinking about something, all of a sudden, it's like if you ever forget a word or a name, and then, you stop thinking about it, it comes to you. So I think that might be what this card is saying. So time to take a break, time to take a rest, and enjoy the coming winter. And I do enjoy winter, but I don't live in a place where it's generally snows. So this one is number 4, and it's mischief. Keep your eyelids open and sight sharp as nails, for there is something. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me try again. Keep your eyelids open and sight sharp as nails for something trailing behind your tail. This is saying that, that you may want to take a look and see. I feel gossip for some people, that there's some people that are gossiping behind their backs, talking, and definitely needing to be a little more aware of what's going on, because it's not something terrible, because it's called mischief. It's not called, the end of the world. So it's mischief. It's some, I just keep getting gossip. So be aware of gossip. And, like in the workplace, could be family gossip, but pay attention and see what's going on, and do not partake of it. Card number 5 is Wolf. Devour the ferocious calling within the howling of your spirit. Run wildly into the freedom of your knowing. And a wolf is an amazing creature. They live in packs. They're very loyal. They're very family oriented, and they're very intelligent. There's a real intelligence towards wolves, and they have very good intuition. And this is about our intuition. And it's, if you're feeling lost or you're feeling confused, you know the way. You know the way inside. Let your instincts take over. Don't panic and think, geez, I don't know what to do. I don't know what decision to make. I think, again, it's a time you can stop thinking about it and the answer will come to you. It's in the silence and the quiet that we get our answers. So it's in the meditation. You can meditate, you can do automatic writing, and in the silence you will find out. So it's also about family, and this is a time for family and loyalty. And I was just remembering, I went to Target a couple of weeks ago, and this man walked in with his quote-unquote dog, and it was a wolf, I was like shocked, and he was just walking it like, a dog. And I'm assuming it was tame, I don't know, but it was beautiful animal, beautiful, beautiful animal. So anyway, and this is also to get in touch with your more animal instincts, like in the previous card of mischief. If you feel like something's off, something's probably off. So learn to trust your intuition. Okay, and the sixth card is nature spirits. Oh, I love this one. On your toes, twirl and twirl until you're ready to take flight. They arrive in the winds beneath your wings and speak through the swaying of the trees. This card is calling on you to get more in touch with nature. You may have lost that touch. You may have lost that ability to get in touch with nature and to hear, because they do speak. And I can tell you truthfully, trees can talk. They don't talk in words that you hear, although once actually I did. But it's a knowing in your head. You'll feel it in your mind. And learn to get in touch with nature, because I think in this world we've become so detached from nature and nature spirits and the earth that we're destroying the earth. And it's time to reconnect. And, if this card is your choice, I think it's saying that you have an ability to do this. You have it within yourself. Most people do, I think. But, you in particular, since you picked this card, you have an ability to really hear the nature spirits. And it's time to use that ability, and it's time to connect with that ability if you haven't. And if you haven't gone out and just sat by a tree or listened to the wind, now's the time to do it. You'll get some answers. And I think we'll get some answers, not just for ourselves, but for humanity as a whole. And the answers are in nature. I happen to live in the middle of a beautiful, beautiful grove of oak trees, and I just feel so protected by them. And, they do talk to me. I do hear things from them. And I feel really blessed to be able to connect with these trees. And it's not just trees, it's the birds, and it's, the little animals, and all those things are able to communicate. And if you just allow yourself to open and allow yourself to connect with the earth, you and humanity will be better for it. And I picked an extra card today because this one kind of fell out and I really liked it. So, crystals and herbs. Oh, what medicine, what sacredness to behold. A dash of healing straight from mother's home. And that this card reminds me of me, because I love working with crystals and I love working with oils and putting them together to make things that are helpful. And if you've been ill, this card is urging you to maybe start using some crystals and some herbs. I'm not telling you to disregard your doctor. Please don't think that. And certainly always connect with a doctor if you have issues. But you might also want to try some alternative things, to help give you relief. And it may be that some of you are being called to be crystal healers, or to use herbology and sacred oils or whatever. Maybe that's a calling for you. But I think this is saying to really get in touch with crystals and herbs and earth medicine. I just feel like it's all medicine from the earth. And the earth does provide us everything we need. We just don't have the knowledge about all of it. But there's many, many good books, and you might want to look into some of it. And I like this card. This is a great one. So that's our reading today. Number 1 was Owl. Number 2 was All Hallows Eve. Number 3, Coming of Winter. Number 4, Mischief. Number 5, Wolf. Number 6, Nature Spirits. And number 7, crystals and herbs. And it's kind of a general reading for this time of year as we slide into All Hallows and Samhain, Halloween, Day of the Dead. This is all coming up this weekend, and it's really a time to take advantage of the energies and the thinning of the veil. This is what you need to do. So with that, I'll leave you. If you have any questions, or you want a personal reading, or you want to do your yearly reading, I'm doing the yearly readings now, or you want to order some oils. I have 2 new ones. I have one for it's called Three Kings. These are my Christmas or Yule oils. Three Kings contains frankincense and myrrh, and yellow stones, which are citrine, but not gold. Those were the gifts that were given to the baby Jesus by the Three Kings. So it's a very special oil for the season. And the other one is Winter Solstice. And Winter Solstice has a lot of tree energy in it. You know, pine trees and fir trees. So those 2 are on sale. You can buy them both for the price of one. And that includes shipping. It's $18. And you can find them on my website, www.ravenhawktarot.com. And if you have any questions or need any information, or, you know, don't understand something, give me a call. You know, you can call me up on Facebook. I have a page, Georgia Vlahos Raven Hawk. I also have my personal page, Georgia Vlahos, and my website, which I've already given you the link, www.ravenhawktarot.com. So I'm easy to get in touch with, and I'd love to hear from you. So that's our reading for today. I hope it helped. If you have any further questions or you want a deeper reading, let me know. Thank you. Bye.